Alrighty, so we have Maurice Greene, the croquet boss, versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima, or Paisao. Alright, so Maurice Greene, he has a 6-inch height advantage, a 7-inch reach advantage, so he's quite the larger man. De Lima is pretty undersized for heavyweight, though, but yeah, Maurice Greene, yeah, quite a good frame for the division. So both these guys love losing. Maurice Greene, he has lost 3 of his last 4 fights. He was losing that Volante fight as well until he pulled off that weird submission from bottom, that weird arm triangle type thing. But yeah, so he could easily be on a 4-fight losing streak. And for Rogerio, he's alternated wins and losses in his last 10 fights. So he lost his last one, so maybe he's due for a win. Maybe it's as easy as that in predicting this fight. But yeah. So yeah, we'll break down the fight. It's going to be mostly contested on the feet. I don't think Maurice Greene's never shot a takedown in the UFC, and Rogerio de Lima is better on the feet, but he will shoot some takedowns for some, and it usually gets him caught on the ground. Or he gets taken down and subbed, and that's generally how he loses. So yeah. For Maurice Greene, he fights pretty long. You know, I know the guy's a heavyweight, but he doesn't seem to have much discernible power in his hands. Like, he can knock you out, obviously it's heavyweight, but he doesn't have as much power as your average heavyweight. He'll go for a 1-2, counter 2, push kick, as said. He likes to fight long. For De Lima, on the other hand, he has a Muay Thai foundation. He's got pretty fast hands for heavyweight. He is coming up from light heavyweight, so he should have the speed advantage generally over most of his heavyweight opponents, and I do believe he has a speed advantage here. And he will, like to get in the pocket. As I said, he's at a reach and height disadvantage usually at the heavyweight division, so he likes to get in the pocket. So yeah, he likes to get in the pocket, throw left, right, hook combinations. He'll go for a left hook, right overhand, mostly just looping punches in the pocket. And for Maurice Greene, he will throw a head kick. It's pretty telegraphed, he takes a big, huge step to his left to get space for the head kick because he has such long legs, so he needs a lot of space to, get his legs up pretty much. So it's quite telegraphed. I think Paisao will be able to see it coming, as he's probably seen head kicks like that throughout his whole Muay Thai and MMA career. But it could be a weapon against the shorter Paisao. So one thing De Lima will do is he'll go for the low calf kick quite frequently. He's got good low calf kicks. And Maurice Greene, he doesn't really check leg kicks at all. Like, Volante was landing on him at will pretty much. Volante, not known as a big leg kicker. Greg Hardy had a bit of success with leg kicks early in their fight as well. And yeah, so I think that could be a problem for Maurice Greene. And he will back up onto the fence quite easily. I think Paisao will be pushing him back in this fight. And, maybe Paisao will go for a takedown or two, which is probably isn't the worst thing to do against Maurice Greene, but it's probably, he could probably survive on top. But Maurice Greene, he does have a triangle and an armbar off bottom. He's kind of dangerous off bottom, so it's probably just advised that he keeps the fight in the feet. But at times, he will go for takedowns, even when it looks like he does have the advantage on the feet. And that's kind of how he loses a lot of his fights. He gets subbed on the ground. But yeah, for Paisao, how he wins fights, he's got one-punch knockout power, even at heavyweight, and he has nice leg kicks. For Maurice Greene, he has a good frame for the division, and he's, a little bit dangerous off bottom, as we saw in the John Volante fight. So how these guys lose fights. So for De Lima, he has poor takedown defense. He has he's bad off his back. He makes too many mistakes on the mat. He doesn't have great guard. It can be passed quite easily. And just even on top, he makes a lot of mistakes. For Maurice Greene, he has poor striking defense, as in a lot of punches get through his striking defense. Also, he has a bad poker face when he does get hurt. You can really tell on his face when he gets hurt, he starts grimacing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah. So path to victory for these two. So for Maurice Greene, he's got to use the jab, got to stay at distance, don't get backed up onto the fence. I mean, if you have any wrestling, or if you have any takedowns that you have in your back pocket, I think you should use them here if you're not having any success on the feet. If you're having success on the feet, then obviously keep going, but I'm not sure if you will be. So yeah, if you're not, then look to pull guard, hope he makes a mistake on top, and look for a submission on bottom, or yeah, look for the takedown if you have any, but he generally doesn't shoot any. For Paisao, look for leg kicks when he's in orthodox, look for the inside leg kick and the body kick when he's in southpaw, and also when you do get in close, look to rip the body. Alright, so how I see the fight playing out. I think if this fight stays on the feet, then Greene is getting put out. I think he either needs to clinch up, like his life depends on it, or try and get the fight to the ground. If De Lima wasn't so liable to have a brain fart, then I believe he would be at least minus 500 in this spot. But that's, the type of game you play when you bet De Lima. Like, there's a moderate sized chance that he just takes Greene down and gets subbed from bottom, from like a triangle or some shit like that. So, but he does, yeah, he has a huge advantage on the feet, but, there is a chance that he will just go for a takedown and get subbed off bottom, or, get taken down by Maurice Greene, which is not something that generally happens. De Lima has had problems with getting taken down and submitted in the past. Greene has never shot a takedown in the UFC. I think leg kicks are going to be a big issue for Maurice Greene, and he doesn't check them, and I think he's just going to get pieced up by the hands of Paisel with, the speed advantage that De Lima has in this fight. De Lima has faced a few taller opponents, well, much taller opponents, I should say, since his move to heavyweight. I'm talking Stefan Struve, who is the tallest of the tallest, and also Wiecharek, who he faced in his heavyweight debut, and, he had success on the feet with both those guys. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about the size difference. I think it will just make the legs a bit more of an obvious target for De Lima, so he'll look to chop him down first and then go up top, I believe. I think Paisel should get the finish here unless he does something silly, honestly. Alright, let's have a look at the betting lines. Alright, so the prediction is De Lima by KO. I think he should get Greene out of there a good chunk of the time. I think he wins this fight around 75% of the time, and that might sound a little high for low level heavyweight, but it's a good matchup for him, and the things he's struggled with in the past, like, Greene's not going to bring that, I don't think. And he is a good striker. He's a good striker on the feet. But at the end of the day, it is low level heavyweight, so, one punch can put each other out. So you really want to get a good edge on the money line. And as I said before, I think he wins 75% of the time, but I'd only play him at like $1.60 or minus 170 as the money line. Anything above that, I believe I get a decent amount of value on, but I want a little bit of edge. I want a decent amount of edge. Just to play pays out. Just because, yeah, it's lower level heavyweight at the end of the day.